ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, very beautifully it is described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Sambandha-Abhidheya-Prayojana nama etina artha sarva sutre paryavasan. So he's saying that there are only three things which are described in Vedanta Sutra and in general in all the Vedic scriptures put together. Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojana. So you pick up any scripture, you'll find only these three. Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana. Any concept you take, you'll be able to categorize in either of these three. Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana. So what is the Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana? Veda Shastra kahe Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana, Krishna, Krishna, Bhakti, Prema, Tina Mahadhana. So again, all the Veda Shastra, Vedic scriptures are talking about Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana. And in these concepts, who are glorified? Krishna, Krishna Bhakti and Prema. And these three, here it is said, Tini Mahadhana. There are actually three great riches of life. That's Mahadhan, that's the great wealth. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he elaborates and he says, knowledge of these four items, namely oneself, universe, that is material nature, God, and their internal relationship. So basically, Lord, Jiva, and Prakriti, and their internal relationship, that is called as Sambandha Gyan. When one's relationship with Supreme Lord is established, next program, Prabhupada writes, next program is to act in that relationship. Now, once you understand the relationship, then you act in that relationship. After executing such prescribed duties, when one attains the highest goal of life, love of Godhead, he achieves Prayojan Siddhi or fulfillment of his human mission. And what is that? As all of us know, love of Godhead or Krishna Prem, the ultimate goal of life, Prayojan. So in this way, these three things are described, Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojan. Little more in detail, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions, Abhidheya Nama Bhakti, Prema Prayojana, Purushartha Shiromani, Prema Mahadhana. So we understood what is Sambandha. Sambandha means understanding the Lord, understanding the Jiva, understanding the Prakriti and their relationships. That's Sambandha. What is Abhidheya? Here it is said, Abhidheya Nama Bhakti. So Bhakti itself is Abhidheya. The process of devotional service, that itself is Abhidheya. Okay, what is Prayojan? Prema is Prayojan. And this Prema, Krishna Prema, is very, very great. And what is it? Purushartha Shiromani. How many Purusharthas are there? 4 or 5? Yes. 4 in general, what people know. And we Gaudiyas are blessed with the 5th one. There are 5. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Prema. And here it is said, the topmost of all these 5 is Prema. And if someone has Prema, oh, he has got Mahadhan, great wealth. So our Acharyas, they are so meticulous about describing all these. They go deep in each one of them. And one of such pillar of our Sampradaya is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I don't know how he was getting time. More than 10 kids he has. And he has his job also. I'm sure it was not 9 to 6. He was going early and then coming back early. And that, whatever he would do in his job, he would finish it quickly and come back. And then he would focus on writing commentaries to various teachings of the previous acharyas and also of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Their entire goal of life, all these acharyas, their goal of life was to present the teachings of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a systematic way. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what he did is, just in 10 points, he summarized the teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he calls that as Dasha Mula Tattva. So there's a book called Dasha Mula Tattva that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us. Dasha means Mula, Tattva, truth. So 10 roots, truth. That's what it means. Now it's very important to note, Dasha Mula is actually a word in Ayurveda. Dasha Mula. So in Ayurvedic medicine, some 10 plants are used to cure some diseases, very deadly diseases. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur purposely he picks up this name, Dasha Mula. And in that, what is he presenting? Tattva. And he presents it in such a way with full confidence, and he understands that it will fully cure the disease of material life. Why? Because this encapsulates these 10 points. This encapsulates the entire teaching of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is that great literature or great work that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has presented to all of us. And in this, he presents only these 3 points. Sambandha-Abhidheya-Prayojana. So what are these 10 points? First thing he says is Pramana. He says the Vedas constitute the principal scriptural evidence of ascertaining the truth. So if I want to understand the absolute truth, what should I refer to? I should refer to Vedic scriptures. That's Praman, that's proof. This is the first thing that he mentions. And therefore, it's very important to have complete faith, unflinching faith on scriptures. Because there is no other way we can verify things. This is the only way. Scriptures, Vedic scriptures. And these Vedic scriptures are the ultimate Praman, proof. Now, say you ask a question that why so and so thing is mentioned, or why so and so thing has to be done. And the speaker answers the question, because it is given in so and so Purana. Now, after that, you cannot ask why. Yes, that is done. As soon as a reference is given from Shastra and it is answered, that why I am supposed to do this, because it is given here. Now, why is it given there? That you have to contact Vasudeva. Only he will be able to tell. Yes, literary incarnation of Krishna. So therefore, it ends at Vedic scriptures. The search should end at Vedic scriptures. And those who are Maharathis, they want to go beyond Vedic scriptures. And they are the ones who end up nowhere. There's no destination for them. Therefore, first Pramana is Vedic scriptures. Now, in the 10 points, first thing that he presents is Pramana, Vedic scriptures. The next 7 points are for understanding Sambandha. And the next one is Abhidheya, 1 point. And the last point is meant for understanding Prayojana. So imagine how important it is to have Sambandha Gyan. Because as soon as you have Sambandha Gyan, you're literally in light. Even when so many these bulbs and tube lights are on, still we are not in light. Only when Sambandha Gyan is clear, then actually we'll be in illumination, we'll be in light. So what are the different things that he has mentioned in Sambandha? First thing he says, Hari, Krishna is supreme absolute truth. And he writes pages after pages why he is considered as supreme absolute truth. So understanding the Lord. Second point he mentions in Sambandha is, he possesses all energies, material and spiritual. Third point, he is the ocean of rasa. He is the personality who can reciprocate perfectly with each and every living entity. The way they approach, he will also reciprocate like that in a particular rasa, in a particular relationship. Then the next point. Now these 3 are about the Lord. Krishna is supreme absolute truth. Then second he said, he possesses all energies, that is material and spiritual. Third he says, is ocean of rasa. His embodiment of rasa. And then he starts mentioning about some other great personalities. That is living entities. All of us. Yes. And to establish About living entities, again he speaks 3 points. And he says, first one, living entities are his separated parts. Vibhinnamsha. Then he says, the next point is, these living entities, due to being minute, can become conditioned by material energy. The living entities are separated entities or separated parts of the Lord, and they're very, very minute. And since they're very, very minute chutku, therefore they're easily influenced by Maya, the material nature. So see, here comes the relationship between the material nature and the living entity also in this point. And then he mentions, in the liberated state, the living entities are free from the influence of material nature. So two things he has mentioned. In the conditioned state, the person will get influenced by Maya. And in the liberated state, Maya cannot touch the person. Even when you go to the altar and close the curtains, so there are three entities in the altar. You, the Lord, and Maya. So don't think that you're very close to the Lord, so Maya is not there. Maya is also there. So therefore, we have a very tight relationship, very tight. We cannot imagine also how tight. Tight relationship with Maya, very thick relationship with Maya. To an extent that sometimes she says, leave me, and we are like, no. That is what is our situation. Therefore, in conditioned state, Maya influences the person. But in liberated state, Maya cannot touch the person. And to get liberated, it's not that you change your place. To get liberated, you have to do intense bhakti. Next point that he mentions is, everything is inconceivably one and different from the Supreme Lord Sri Hari. Which tattva this is? Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. So these are the 7 points that he mentions. 3 points about the Lord, 3 points about the living entities, and 1 point about how they are simultaneously one at the same time different. This is called a systematic presentation. Therefore, I love our acharyas. So wonderfully they present. 9th, Abhidheya. 1 point about Abhidheya is mentioned. So what is Abhidheya? What is this procedure that we need to follow? Pure devotional service is the highest duty of all living beings, he says. This is Abhidheya. Pure devotional service. There's nothing beyond the pure devotional service, for a living entity. This is the highest duty he establishes. And then 10th one, he says, Prayojana. What is Prayojana? Pure love of Krishna. Prema is the ultimate goal of life. This is Prayojana. We keep telling every day that Krishna Prem, Krishna Prem, Krishna Prema. Yes. But sometimes we might not be aware of what it is. But then our acharyas establish very beautifully that is the ultimate goal of life. What here we will do bhakti. After attaining Krishna Prem, what we will do? Enjoyment. Service. So now we are doing service. Later also we will do service. So it's very nice. Sadhana is seva and sadhya is also seva. You understood? Now the procedure that we are following is seva, to purify ourselves. And in the purified state, what we do is seva. Because we are servant. So as servant, we are supposed to serve in all the possible states of our existence, be it in conditioned state or be it in liberated state. So this is a point that has to be noted, that for us, sadhana and sadhya both are same, that is service. Only difference is, now when we do service, we might crib. Kitna service hai, ye hai, wo hai. But then in that state, there's so much of love for the Lord, the service goes spontaneous. There's no seva chart needed. It goes spontaneous. So this is something that all of us have to note technically, that how sadhana and sadhya is actually same for us. Only thing is we have a change. We are impure in one state, in another state we are pure, purified, and we have love for Krishna. Now these 10 points are very important for all of us, because even if one of it is not proper, we will not be able to advance in bhakti. So first is, we need to have Shraddha in Pramana, as I mentioned. We need to have Shraddha. If Shraddha is missing, there is no question. Shraddha in Pramana is missing. Then there is no question of advancing in bhakti. Okay, someone has Shraddha in Praman, faith in scriptures. That's very nice. Then second thing also should be clear. What is that? Sambandha Pragya should be clear. What is Sambandha Pragya? Understanding about our Sambandha should be clear. And in that also, understanding the Lord, understanding ourselves, understanding the material nature and the relationship. So these four things should be clear. Even one of it is not proper, we are not advancing in bhakti. Yes, we'll be stuck somewhere. And sometimes we'll not understand also why am I stuck. So understanding should be clear. Third one, Abhidheya Kriya. So activities that we are doing in our day-to-day life has to be as given in this category called Abhidheya, that is pure devotional service. And fourth one is Prayojan Spriha. The desire that I have in my life, there should be only one desire to attain Prayojan, that is Krishna Prem. Now sometimes what happens is, externally we see that some devotees are doing proper Kriya. I'm not talking about any other Kriya of other organizations. I'm talking about Kriya given Shastra. What Kriya? Activities of Bhakti, 64 Angas of Bhakti. So, externally speaking, sometimes we see devotees doing everything. They wear dhoti kurta, they put tilak, they do various services. But then still they are not progressing. Why? When this question comes, then the answer is very clear. There is problem in the other three then. Either they don't have Shraddha in Praman, or their Sambandha Pragya is not clear, their understanding about the four aspects of Sambandha is not clear, or Prayojan Spriha is not proper. They don't have desire to attain Krishna Prem. So therefore, when you understand Shastra technically deeply, then we understand where am I stuck. I'm doing the activities, but why there is no result? With either my faith is not proper, or my understanding is not proper, or my desires are not proper. And when all these four are proper, faith, understanding, desire, and the activity in itself, then the devotee can advance very nicely. So why do we sit like this and keep discussing so deeply about Shastra? Just so that these things become clear. And in any class, any discourse that you're attending, you have to see how these four can be clarified. If you're stuck in any of it, you have to clarify. You have to hear it properly and clarify doubts, especially about these four. Now, let's go a little more deeper about Sambandha-Abhidheya-Prayojana, because that's what is described everywhere. Now, when it comes to Sambandha, we have a deity which is called a Sambandha deity, Sambandha Vigraha. And we also have Sambandha Acharya. Anyone knows Sambandha Vigraha? Madan Mohan. And who is Sambandha Acharya? Sanatana Goswami. Madan Mohan, this name is very nice and very apt. And we have to understand why it is called as Sambandha Vigraha. Why Sanatana Goswami is called as Sambandha Acharya? Let's try to understand this. See, first and foremost, our Acharyas say that you have to worship Madan Mohan. As soon as it is said worship Madan Mohan, you have to pray to Madan Mohan. So, what are we supposed to pray? Please help me to re-establish my relationship with you. That is Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The problem currently that we are facing, or the big punishment that is given to us, is forgetfulness of Krishna. And who desired that forgetfulness? We. We are very happy. I don't want to remember. Krishna is Tathastu. And now we are crying, I want to remember you. Arre? Now you want to remember me? You suffer for some time. And therefore, we sadhakas, with time then we realize, oh, actually this is punishment. Not remembering Krishna is actually punishment. Forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna, oh, this is a punishment. Those devotees who are sincerely aspiring to attain Krishna Prem in one life, they feel this as punishment. Yes. The others who are planning for many lifetimes, they feel, chalta hai thoda, it's okay. Sometimes forget Krishna, it's okay, we can enjoy. Only because we wanted to enjoy, that was our sole desire in life, forgetfulness of the Lord is given. Why? When we forget the Lord, then enjoyment becomes easy. For us, we cannot forget and we cannot remember continuously also. Therefore, you will see that when we remember the Lord, we do bhakti. When we forget the Lord, we do sense gratification. Yes. When it comes to pure devotees, they always remember the Lord. Therefore, they are always able to do bhakti. And materialists, they never remember the Lord. Therefore, they're always doing their material sense gratification. The miserable ones are in between. Yes. So, this forgetfulness, since we desired, it is given to us. And when we are in this mode of enjoying in this world, we become lusty by the influence of Madan, Cupid. And therefore, since that Madan, his influence is so strong on all of us, and we become lusty because of that, Madan Mohan can actually save us. Because Madan Mohan is the one who can subdue Madan, subdue the Cupid. Is the highest sense gratification in this world is sex. And Madan has got that wonderful arrows made up of flowers. He takes one and he sees any devotee who is sleeping in the class. And suddenly out of nowhere, he's like, why am I getting this lusty desire sitting in a Bhagavatam class? Yes. Or in general, when you're there on the streets or wherever you are, why? Oh, Madan is there around. And Madan is shooting arrows. And to overcome the influence of Madan, very difficult. But very important point is, Madan cannot overcome the influence of Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan easily captures Madan, Cupid. And therefore, if we take shelter of Madan Mohan, then we can be away from the influence of the Cupid, Madan. Therefore, when we go in front of Madan Mohan, we have to offer a prayer. And that prayer is given to us by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. This is called as the prayer to Sambandha deity, Sambandha Vigraha. Please repeat. Jayatam surato pangor Mama manda matirgati Matsarvasva padam bhojo Radha Madana Mohano. So here, such a beautiful prayer. When Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is beginning his Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the first chapter itself, this prayers will come. And he's begging and praying to these deities. And first he begs Madan Mohan's mercy and he says, I am Pango. Pango means lame, crippled. I cannot walk. And actually that's a fact. When a devotee, he wants to advance in bhakti, can he do it by himself? He wants to go ahead, but then something will keep pulling him. Something will keep pulling him. And without mercy of the Lord, one cannot advance in bhakti. Not possible. Not possible. And therefore, actually we all are lame. We cannot independently by our own strength do anything in bhakti. Krishna Shakti Vinanaitar Pravartan. Without Krishna's mercy, without Krishna empowering us, we cannot do anything in Krishna consciousness. Forget about Krishna consciousness. Anything in life. Anything in life. Pango. And we are Mandamati. Mandamati means less intelligent. Some people will get offended. I am BTech, MTech, PhD from so and so place. How can you say that I'm less intelligent? The fact that you're considering that you're BTech, MTech, PhD from so and so place shows that you're less intelligent. Mandamati. Why people of this world are called as Mandamati, less intelligent? Because people are so absorbed in materialistic sense gratification. Because they're so absorbed in materialistic sense gratification, they cannot differentiate between what is right, what is wrong. There's no transcendental intelligence to help them to differentiate between what is to be done and what is to be avoided. And therefore, since they are so absorbed in materialism, their intelligence is very, very weak. And therefore, we are offering prayer. Mama manda matirgati. Jayatam surato pangor. Mama manda matirgati. Matsarvasva padam bhojo. I take shelter of your lotus feet. Whose lotus feet? Radha Madana Mohano. Hey Madan Mohan, you please help me. I am struggling. I am struggling in my own ways. Please help me. It's very nice. Prabhupada writes this point. He says, material attraction is very strong. It is very difficult to overcome the clutches of Madan. Very difficult. In the beginning of our spiritual life, we must therefore worship Madan Mohan so that he may attract us and nullify our attachment from sense gratification. So therefore, we are supposed to pray to Madan Mohan that I am stuck like this very badly. You please help me. You please help me to get rid of this attraction. And see, Krishna is so beautiful that he is able to attract Madan, who is actually the most beautiful entity or personality in the entire material creation. And that beautiful personality, the most beautiful personality in the material creation, he is getting attracted to Krishna. So imagine how much beautiful Krishna is, how great Krishna's beauty is. But since we are under the influence of Madan, we are not getting attracted to Krishna. We get attracted to only that person whom Madan wants us to get attracted to. Yes. We are under his clutches. He directs us through his arrows, he shoots the arrow, and then we go like mad, behind some person of this world. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying that in the beginning, therefore, we should worship Madan Mohan so that he may attract us. This one thing is needed, attraction to Krishna. Only one thing. If that is there, everything else will fall in place. Only problem is we don't have that. Apart from that, everything else Krishna has given us. And this attraction to Krishna develops when we literally beg and pray and cry with a sincere desire in the heart. Oh Lord, how long will I be attracted to so many things of this material world? Every now and then I keep getting attracted to something or the other in this material world. Persons, objects, places, and so on. When will I develop attraction to you? Like our Prahlad Maharaj, he says, Yatha brahmayati ayo brahman swayam akarsha sannidha tatha me vidhyate chetas chakra paner yadrichaya. So beautiful shloka. He says, Yatha brahmati ayo brahman. Oh Lord, the way the iron filings are attracted to magnet, I am getting attracted to you, Krishna. And we are not getting attracted. We are like that insulated substance. Magnet is around, but then we have no influence. Why? Because here the iron filing is naturally getting attracted to the magnet because the iron filing is pure. No influence of Madan. But for us, we are impure. We have the coating of lust. And when we have the coating of lust around us, we cannot get attracted to the magnet. Cannot. Because we have the defective iron filing. And we are not able to get attracted. Therefore, understanding our current state, we have to pray to Krishna. That person who understands one's current position, how badly stuck the person is, then he can offer heartfelt prayers. Shastras keep telling, sadhus keep telling, gurus keep telling that you have to pray intensely, pray intensely. And we living entities, we wonder, how to pray intensely? How to pray intensely? And there, Kunti Maharani, she is very clear about this point, and Prabhupada writes, that person who is materially satisfied can never call the Lord feelingly. We are so materially satisfied. खुश हैं हम लोग जीवन में. You asked, how are you? Extremely blissful. Extremely happy. Okay, nowadays devotees don't answer this to me. Previously they were, how are you, bro? Everything is good, bro. How? In material world? Bro, what do you want me to answer then? It's not just dialogue. Actually, we believe that everything is okay, everything is fine. You can just contemplate, comprehend about yourself and see. Actually, you believe everything is okay. Only few things here and there is a problem. Otherwise, everything is good. Few things here and there, that's it. Otherwise, everything is good. Since we have, such a satisfying mood materially, calling out to the Lord feelingly is very difficult. Then a devotee should analyze himself on the spiritual platform. Materially satisfied, okay, okay. Keep it aside. Spiritually, you analyze yourself then. Spiritually, when we analyze ourselves, then we realize, I am the most wretched person. I am the beggar. I don't have anything on the spiritual platform. And then when we understand, I don't have the greatest treasure. And if I don't have the treasure, this greatest treasure, then what's the point? What do I have then? I'm actually a beggar. Then the devotee, realizing this, he prays to Krishna, he prays to sadhus. Then he actually believes. And he says, Krishna se tomar, Krishna de te par, tomara shakati ache. You have Krishna and you can give me Krishna. Who can pray this? The person who has realized, Ami to Kangala, Krishna Krishna Boli, Dhai Tava Pache Pache. The one who has realized that he's Kangal, he's beggar. That person can pray intensely to Krishna and Guru, sadhus of the past. Others cannot. The ones who feel that I've got everything, I'm rich, they cannot pray. Therefore, Kunti Maharani says, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, high birth, Janma, Aishwarya, wealth, Shruta, high education, and Shri, beauty. These are the 4 disqualifications for a person to get closer to Krishna. Then who can get closer to Krishna? Akinchanas, beggars. They can get closer to Krishna. Beggars. For that, now what am I supposed to do? Become a beggar on the street? No, just understand that you're a beggar. There's no need to become anything. You're already beggar. Only thing we need to understand that I'm a beggar. The understanding is missing. Just understanding I'm a beggar will sort out the problem. Therefore, understanding the current situation, how badly stuck we are by the influence of Madan, we can offer heartfelt prayers to Madan Mohan. Therefore, Madan Mohan is called as Sambandha-Vigraha. Now comes the question, why Sanatana Goswami is called as Sambandha-Acharya? Why? Because he worshipped Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan is Ishtadev. Because Sanatana Goswami, see, remember, whenever we are saying Sanatana Goswami is Sambandha-Acharya, it means his teachings clarify Sambandha. Therefore, he is called as Sambandha-Acharya. Not some transcendental thing that, some transcendental aspect, therefore he is called as Sambandha-Acharya. No. His teachings clarify. Specifically, I was trying to understand, because these Acharyas have spoken elaborately on all the 3 subject matter. But each Acharya, specifically 3 Acharyas that we're discussing, so these 3 Acharyas, they have contributed a lot in one of these 3 aspects. And Sanatana Goswami's contribution is very great when it comes to the aspect of Sambandha. I had this curiosity, where has he elaborately spoken about Sambandha? Many places, all his writings, he has mentioned. But specifically in Brihad Vaishnav Toshani, that is the commentary to 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanatana Goswami clarifies this aspect of Sambandha to a very great extent. Now devotees might ask, abhi wo kahan milega Prabhuji? Hamare paas to nahi hai. What Srila Prabhupada has done is, Prabhupada has taken all that what Sanatana Goswami has given in the commentary to 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called as Brihad Vaishnav Toshani, and he has put that in one book, and that is Krishna book. So if someone reads Krishna book, the teachings of Sanatana Goswami is that person will get easily. One of the superiors of mine, he was telling me that the way we chant Hare Krishna every day, without fail 16 rounds, and we see that many sincere devotees, they make sure that they complete their rounds. Even if it's night 12 o'clock and they're not finished their rounds, still they'll chant and then only sleep. Some devotees don't take prasad till they finish their rounds. So devotees have their own ways to show their sincerity to Krishna. So that devotee was saying that the way you make sure that you complete your rounds, similarly you should make sure that every day you read Krishna book. At least 1 page. At least 1 page, he was telling. I was very inspired. I said, okay, chalo, let me read. And there's no need of counting how many times I read Krishna book. You read n number of times, still it will be less. Still it will be less. There's so much to understand. So much. Firstly, those are pastimes of Krishna. Secondly, so much of tattva is given. And specifically, the Sambandha Gyan is hidden there. Not hidden, it's open. It's open very nicely for all of us. Sanatana Goswami, when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time, personal meeting I'm talking about. So at that time, Sanatana Goswami said, he begged, Keyami kenyamai jare tapatray, iha nahi jani ke manahita hoy. So he put forward his current situation and he says, Keyami kenyamai jare tapatray. Who am I? Why do these threefold miseries always give me trouble? I don't know all this. Can you please tell me? So Sanatana Goswami's first question That itself is so nice, because this question will clarify Sambandha, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will speak about Lord, he'll speak about Jiva, he'll speak about Prakriti, and he'll speak about the relationship between them. And Sanatana Goswami, very beautifully, he heard all that and he has put down in his writings for all of us. Obviously, a lot of other things he has given, but specifically his contribution in our life is Sambandha Gyan that he has presented. And Prabhupada very nicely has given it to us in the form of Krishna book. So this is Sambandha Vigraha, Sambandha Acharya. The next time someone asks you why this deity is called as Sambandha Vigraha, why this Acharya is called as Sambandha Acharya, you're going to come, sit. I'll give you a class on this. You have the notes also now. Next is Abhidheya. Abhidheya Vigraha is Govinda Dev. Yes. Abhidheya Acharya, Rupa Goswami. So he is Abhidheya Acharya. Now I'll just summarize some Abhidheya and Prayojana. Because when Sambandha is clear, then Abhidheya and Prayojana make sense. Yes. Abhidheya will make even now a great sense because we are supposed to do those activities. When we go in front of Radha Govinda, you all remember the beautiful temple of Radha Govinda in Vrindavan? Yes, very beautiful. Obviously, the deity is now shifted to Jaipur, and the heart of Jaipur is actually Radha Govinda. Very, very beautiful deity of Rupa Goswami. So when you go in front of Radha Govinda, we offer this prayer. Please repeat. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalebi Sevyamano Smarami. So now it's a deeper meditation. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastav. So in Vrindavan, which is made up of Chintamani, under a very, very beautiful tree, Kalpavriksha, desire tree, there's a couple that is sitting. Who are they? Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo. So what are they doing? Oh, they are sitting on a very, very beautiful throne. And what is the scene all about? Preshtalebi Sevyamanav. And all the associates, all the gopis, they are serving Radha and Govinda. So this aspect of service, this aspect of devotional service is what is Abhidheya. Yes. See, Govinda means that personality who gives pleasure to go, means cows, senses, in this context, senses. So who is Govinda? Govinda is the one who is the reservoir of all pleasure, one who gives pleasure to the senses. And each one of us, we are searching for that pleasure. Our senses, they crave for that pleasure, that happiness. We want to see good. We want to hear good. We want to always keep tasting good. Yes. Our tongue craves for different varieties of palatable dishes. The nose craves for nice smell. That nursing oil after offering. Yes. Before going to office also on the cloth the devotees put in. Why are you putting bro like this? Bro, protection. Hope you stay protected. So, all our senses crave. But actually all our senses will be completely satisfied when we utilize our senses in service of the Lord. Very, very important. Therefore, Prabhupada says, when one wishes to render service to the Lord with strong attachment, one worships Govinda on the platform of transcendental service. By utilizing our senses in service of the Lord, we can attain perfection. So, zyada kuch nahi karna hai. We are utilizing senses already. Only thing that we have to do is dovetail our senses towards the Lord. Now utilize the senses for serving the Lord. And elaborately it is described in the Amrish Maharaj Charita that how he was utilizing his senses in service of the Lord. He used to utilize his eyes to take darshan of the Lord, his mind in meditating on the Lord's lotus feet, His ears in hearing Krishna Katha, nose in smelling the flowers offered to the Lord, his tongue in tasting prasad and chanting the holy names, and so on. So utilizing our senses in service of the Lord is very, very important. And what happens when we utilize our senses in service of the Lord? Srila Rupa Goswami tells us. Please repeat. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. So what happens when I utilize my senses in service of the Lord? The first thing that takes place is the senses become purified. Second thing that takes place, sarvopadi vinirmuktam. I get rid of the misconceptions of the designation that I have. As soon as someone asks me, who are you? Then immediately we have so many things to say. I am a boy, youth. I am working in so-and-so company, an employee of so-and-so company. Yes. Or I should say, I am servant of so-and-so person in the company. And then I am son of so-and-so. I am the resident of so-and-so country, nationality. You see, all these different things we will say. But the actual thing is, all that is illusion. The right thing is, I'm servant of Krishna. That thing will be clear. So when someone utilizes senses in service of the Lord, that illusion is removed, and the thing becomes very clear that I'm not servant of anyone in this world. I'm servant of Krishna. Jivara Swarup hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. That becomes very, very clear. So this is the effect of utilizing senses in service of the Lord. And the best thing is, when I serve the Lord with purified senses, He gets the maximum pleasure. It's not that I want to get pleasure, therefore I'm serving the Lord. When Arjuna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, and he's telling the Lord, hey Govinda, when he uses this word for the first time in the first chapter, there Prabhupada mentions that we are not supposed to expect a lot to serve us and give us pleasure. Yes, He is the one who gives us pleasure to senses. But we are not supposed to expect that. We are supposed to serve the Lord and give Him pleasure. And when we give Him pleasure, naturally we will be satisfied and we will get the pleasure. So that's the crux of Krishna consciousness. If you really want to be happy, give happiness to Krishna. Naturally the person will become happy. So here, when we are serving the Lord with our senses become purified, and the goal of purifying the senses is to serve the Lord better, to give Him pleasure more. More pleasure I want to give to the Lord. Currently, I'm not able to give pleasure to the Lord. In fact, I give a lot of pain by my services. But Lord is merciful. He sees, oh, He is serving me. Therefore, tathastu, let He get purified. But then, when I serve the Lord with purified senses, Lord will get a lot of pleasure. And especially when I'm free from all the other designations, and there's only one designation of being servant of Krishna, Lord will be very, very pleased, because our service will be to the top. We'll be able to give the topmost pleasure to Krishna. Therefore, each one of us, our goal is this, that quickly, very soon, now I need to be in my constitutional position, that I'm servant of Krishna, and serve Krishna with purified senses. Why? Because Krishna will be pleased. This is the mode in which devotees aspire. And such devotees are the ones who will attain Krishna Prem. Srila Prabhupada writes about Rupa Goswami. Why Rupa Goswami is called as Abhidheya Acharya? Everyone should read this book, Prabhupada is saying. Everyone should read this book. Which book? Nectar of Devotion. Very attentively. Because all the conclusive statements about the kingdom of Bhakti are contained in this transcendently valuable book. It is the essence of all Vedic scriptures enlightening about Krishna consciousness. If anyone reads this nectar of devotion very carefully, he will have all guidance in the Bhakti cult. So Prabhupada gave us Krishna book and Prabhupada gave us nectar of devotion. Both are summary study. You don't have shlokas in that. And Prabhupada said, read this book, Nectar of Devotion, cover to cover. How many times? Repeatedly. Prabhupada made this. Repeatedly read cover to cover Nectar of Devotion from first page to the last page, and everything will be clear. Because devotees had this doubt, Prabhupada, after you leave, what we will do? He said, I have given you everything already. Krishna book, Sambandha will be clear. Nectar of devotion, Abhidheya will be clear. What else you want? And when Sambandha-Abhidheya is clear, Prayojana automatically will get. So it's very nice to note, Prabhupada has given us everything, hence proved. He has given us everything. Whatever is needed to clarify Sambandha and whatever is needed to clarify Abhidheya. So Rupa Goswami elaborately describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu about Abhidheya. He talks about 64 angas of bhakti. He talks about offenses that we can commit while doing seva. That's called seva aparad. He describes nam aparad elaborately. In this way, he gives all that is needed in this one umbrella. That's Abhidheya. Everything is given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami is called as Abhidheya Acharya. So now we have understood Abhidheya Vigraha, Govinda Dev, and Abhidheya Acharya, Srila Rupa Goswami. And the last one, Prayojan. So Prayojan Vigraha, Gopinath, and Prayojan Acharya, Raghunath Das Goswami. I'll not speak much about this because little out of our reach concept. But still, some knowledge we should have what it is. I'll just mention the information given by Raghunath Das Goswami. So when we go in front of Gopinath, we offer prayer to him. And what is that pranam mantra Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving us? Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vamshi Vata Tatastitah Karshan Venur Swanair Gopir Gopinatha Shriyastunah. So here specifically he is praying to Gopinath. Who Gopinath? That person who performs beautiful rasa dance. That personality. He is standing under Vamshivata. And what is he doing? He is attracting all the gopis. How is he attracting all the gopis? With his flute, Vamshi. It's very nice. Krishna need not send some broadcast message. He just takes his flute, Vamshi, and he starts playing the fifth note. And all the gopis, they understand, oh, Krishna is calling. Now, Krishna's flute is so amazing. Krishna himself is amazing. So when he plays the flute, and that sound of the flute, when it enters the gopi's ears, so that particular gopi will hear her name. Lalite, Vishakhe, they're all hearing their name. And okay, Krishna is calling. And they drop everything that they're doing and just run towards Krishna. Can you imagine everything they just drop? When Krishna played the flute with a desire to call all the gopis for the Maharas dance. So he played the flute, and as soon as the sound of the flute entered the ears of the gopis, whatever they're doing, they just dropped it. Say they were serving their family member, they dropped the vessel and ran. Can you imagine the scene? You're serving prasad and suddenly you drop there in front of you. And some gopi, she's applying mascara, she's applying kajal, looking at them. And then she hears the flute sound, drop, and he runs. So they're not worried about how they look. They're not worried about what others will talk about us. They're not worried about anything. They just ran towards Krishna. So that Gopinath we are talking about. The Nath of gopis, the master of all the gopis. So one line that is mentioned. When by the grace of Krishna and the devotees, one reaches perfection in devotional service, he can appreciate Krishna as Gopi Jana Vallabha or Gopinath. Till we advance in bhakti, we will not be able to appreciate this name Gopinath, Gopi Jana Vallabha. Many people, they use this name Gopinath to accuse the Lord of being a woman hunter. We cannot understand only. How will we understand? We are stuck in the influence of Madan. How can we understand what it means to have that intimate relationship with Krishna in Madhurya Rasa? How will we understand? How will we understand the gopis are so close to Krishna and why are they close to Krishna? What are those intimate pastimes? Very difficult to understand. So that Gopinath, who is so dear to all the gopis, and all the gopis, they worship the Lord in certain mode, in certain rasa, with certain intimacy. That is what is described as Prayojan. Premam Pumartho Mahan. Krishna Prem is Prayojan. And serving the Lord in a particular rasa, that is the detail that is given to Prayojan. And which rasa, that is also given in this prayer. The highest rasa, the Madhurya rasa. But Raghunath Das Goswami, he gives more details to it. We knew that Prayojan is Krishna Prem. But uske andar detail, uske andar or uske andar. What is that? Raghunath Das Goswami, he elaborately describes Prayojan in a book or in his writings called Sri Vilapa Kusmanjali, which you need not write as notes and which you are not expected to read. Yes. First finished Prabhupada's books, then Saraswati Thakur's books, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books. And if you're still alive, then we have Baldev Vidyabhushan Vishwanath Chakravarti. Yes. And then obviously we have these 6 Goswamis and their wonderful writings. So in this, one verse, which, because I wanted to know that why Raghunath Das Goswami is called as Prayojan Acharya. Because he clarifies Prayojan, he clarifies what Gaudiyas are actually aspiring for. So I thought I'll just recite the shloka for you all. Asha bharer amrita sindhu maya kathanchit kalo mayati gamati kila sampratam hi tvam chet kripam mai vidhasyasi naiva kimme prane rajena cha vararo bakarinapi. So this is a prayer that Raghunath Das Goswami is offering to Srimati Radharani as a maid servant of Srimati Radharani. What is that prayer? So Raghunath Das Goswami is offering this prayer. He says, filled with abundance of hope, an ocean of nectar, somehow or other I have passed the time. What is that hope? What is that hope that he's passing the time with? The hope that someday I'll receive the grace of Srimati Radharani. Someday I'll receive the mercy of Srimati Radharani. That is the hope that he has. And he says, Oh Sri Radhe, if I don't receive your mercy, see what he says. If I don't receive your mercy, then what is the use of my life? Prana. What is the use of my life? Prana. What is the use of Vraja? What is the use of Vrindavan? And the best part, what is the use of Bakari? Who is Bakari? Bakari, the enemy of Bakasur. Krishna. He's saying, what is the use of Krishna? So, the Prayojan that is very elaborately described by Raghunath Das Goswami is, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas specifically, is to become the maid servant of Srimati Radharani. Now, don't ask me what it is, how to become, and this and that. Let's become a devotee first. Yes, let's become Das. Then we'll talk about becoming a Dasi. Some boys, they become very perplexed. Prabhuji, no Dasi and all. I want a male body. I'm Purusha. Yes. You be here. We remain a Purusha here. You can remain Purusha only in material world. Yes. Only Prakriti can enter spiritual world. So in this way, we understand the deep concepts which our acharyas have given us. They have clarified what is Prayojan. And the personality who has elaborately done that for us is Raghunath Das Goswami. Therefore, he is called as Prayojan Acharya. Srila Prabhupada, he has spoken some aspects of this in his lectures and his purports also given. But Prabhupada is very clear. If your Sambandha is clear, if your Abhidheya is clear, with time, everything will be revealed. Prayojan will be clear. Yes. And as of now, we just have vague understanding of Prayojan, and that is Krishna Prem. That's it. Now, what is there in that? How deep it is? What are the details to it? It will be revealed. And we'll wait for that day. Yes. There is no point of being in haste. नहीं मुझे अभी समझना है क्या है अभी अरे वो बताया Krishna Prem. That's enough for now. And then with time, realize, it will reveal to us when we are in the higher stages of bhakti, it will be revealed to us what it is. Yes. So in this way, when we understand Sambandha-Abhidheya-Prayojana, then we can actually keep advancing in bhakti. Therefore, very beautifully, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Siddhanta Balya Chitta Nakaralas Iha Haite Krishna Lage Sudruda Manas. If Siddhanta is clear, then your mind can be fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna and easily will be able to perform devotional service. If Siddhanta is not clear, if you're just a person on the sentimental platform, what will happen? Sometime your mind will be fixed on Krishna because you are emotional. Tears might drop from the eyes, but the other times you might question, Krishna exists? Can you imagine that question will come? Is really Krishna there? But when Siddhanta is clear, any situation the person goes through, he will not be shaken. And any Shastra he reads, he knows what to understand from Shastra. He understands very clearly Sambandha. He searches for a deeper understanding of Abhidheya and the deeper aspects of Prayojana. And these three are given in all the Vedic scriptures and for us specifically in all the writings of Srila Prabhupada. You pick up even a small book of Srila Prabhupada, you'll be able to find Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana clearly mentioned. Therefore, we say Prabhupada has given everything. There's no need to look around and find in some other place, how can I understand Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana? And therefore, when we're reading Srila Prabhupada's books, pray to Prabhupada. You please bless me. You please empower me to understand Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojana. Because only by your mercy, I'll be able to understand your teachings. And by that, I'll be able to advance in bhakti. And finally, understand it properly and attain the ultimate goal. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.